Welcome back to our first aid lesson. Today we're going to talk about soft tissue injuries, which you will probably call sprains. So, what do we mean by that? What are the possible soft tissue injuries? We have sprains and we also have strains. What's the difference? Now, a sprain is the overstretching or tearing of ligaments of a joint. But a strain is the tearing of the muscle or tendons attached to the muscle. So they are different. And how do we recognize a sprain? There is acute pain and tenderness at the joint, swelling around the joint, and limited movement. That means when you move, it hurts. For a strain, how do we recognize it? Again, there's a sudden, sharp, or severe pain. Tenderness when the area is touched. That means when you touch it, it kind of hurts. So you notice that sometimes when children have sprains or strains, they tend to hobble when they walk. So what is the treatment for sprains and strains? We have the acronym RICE, R-I-C-E. We follow this procedure. R stands for rest. Once you have a sprain or strain, you need to stop exercising. You have to rest the injured part. In this case, you support and elevate the injured part. I stands for ice. You will use an ice pack to help to relieve the pain and swelling. C stands for compress. Compression with a crepe bandage will help to stop the swelling and also to support the injured portion. And lastly, E stands for elevation. Elevate the injured part. It will also reduce swelling. Now, sometimes instead of having a sprain or a strain, you may suffer from cramps while exercising. A cramp is a sudden and very painful contraction of a muscle or a group of muscles. It is actually really painful and it's quite sudden. Sometimes you may notice that when people are swimming or people are running, suddenly they stop running and they will sit down and hold on to the painful part of the body that's having a cramp, and you can see the agony. It is very painful. What are the possible causes of cramps? Exercise too soon after a meal, chilled muscles, that means your muscles are cold. This is the reason why your teachers will always encourage you to do warm up exercises before you go on to do your runs or to do your badminton or netball. Or sudden vigorous activity, that means you go from standing to suddenly running very quickly. And poor muscular coordination, or the loss of body fluids and salts, which is quite a common reason for cramps when people do not drink enough water, and when they perspire, they lose a lot of fluids and salts. So for people with regular cramps while exercising, I would recommend you drinking isotonic drinks like H2O or 100 plus. They do help a lot. So what do we do when you have cramps? Drink lots of fluids like isotonic drinks, do stretching exercises for the affected area, and also use an ice pack. All this will help. Time for a short quiz. Mix and match accordingly. We have cramps, sprain, and strain. I'll give you some thinking time. Okay, let's try. What is a cramp? Yes, it is a sudden and painful muscle contraction. What about a sprain? You are right. It is the overstretching or tearing of ligaments of the joint. What is a strain? Yes, it is the overstretching and tearing of muscles or tendons attached to the muscle. So you notice the difference? For a sprain, it's usually located at the joint, but for a strain, it's usually located where the muscles are. All right, this is the end. Thank you.